Okay, we are now on chapter 11 for Hatchet. Just a reminder, that link is always there, but you know where else to find it by now to read it on your own or during our office hours. Okay, so there's a layout. Pause it if you want to look at it. It's always the same, just a reminder of how this all works as we go through. Okay, so, I must have skipped one. Oh, there we go. Okay, so your first task, as always, is your written response question for chapter 11. And for today, it is, how has Brian grown since the plane crashed? So I want you to explain at least 3 ways that Brian has become more mature and grown up since he has been in the wilderness. So what kinds of things that you think he's improved on or become better at? Remember, he's only 13 years old. So you got to think about, how do you think he's grown? What has he been able to accomplish, both mentally and physically, what he's able to do? So explain 3 ways you think he has grown up and become more mature since he's been out there stranded. Okay, and as always, at the bottom, it says 5 sentences or more. If you're explaining 3 ways, it should be more than 5 sentences for sure. So make sure you're being thorough and complete with your written responses. I don't want to see just 2 or 3 sentences. That's not a complete written response. 5 sentences at least. More detail is always better. Okay, so pause it here if you need to write down the question or look at the question while you write it down. So we can go on. Okay, and then your vocabulary. For yesterday, you should have found the definitions of your vocab words. So that means today, you're going to use each vocab word in a complete sentence. And I've been seeing some people who are turning in sentences that are maybe 4 or 5 words. Remember when we talked about at the beginning, I want to see those meaty sentences, those complex sentences that have more to them than just the word with a couple extra words in it. I want to see complete complex sentences for each of these vocab words. It is only 6 sentences. It is not that bad. So I want to see that you're putting a lot of effort, thought, time, all of that into each one of the sentences you create. So again, a reminder about what your words are. You have eddied, dormant, convulse, tapered, primitive, and persistent. You should already know the definitions. So today, use those definitions and put them into a sentence. Okay, pause it here if you need to. Otherwise, we're going to go on to our 3rd activity or assignment today. Okay, so today, I told you each week I'll try to give you a visualization assignment or activity because I know a lot of you enjoy it. Reminder, if you're not somebody who feels like they're an artist, because Miss Contreras is definitely not an artist, just do your best. I do want to see more than stick figures, but do your best. I know we're not all artists. Okay, so for your visualization activity today, I'm changing it up. It can be done on any part of the book that we've read so far. So right now we just read chapter 11. But if you want to go back and draw a picture of something you visualized in recent chapters, that's fine. You can do any part of the book from chapters 1 to 11, just like you usually have to do. Make sure you explain what part of the book it is under the picture or above the picture. Include specific details from the book in your drawing. And I already said this, but let me reiterate, I want to see more than just stick figures. Be sure you make an effort and take your time on your drawing. Like I said, I know we're not all artists. I am definitely not an artist, but I should see that you actually made an effort. You didn't just scribble something down because you don't like to draw. Not everybody does like to draw, just like everybody does not like to write, but that does not mean you don't need to put in the effort to actually get it done. So make sure, I don't just want to see stick figures. I've seen a couple people coloring their pictures, which shows me that much more of how much effort you're putting into it. You don't have to color it, but I should see details and specific things around your drawing. I should not just see one simple thing that I know only took you a minute or 2. And then, the last one, very important, because this is any visualization you want to do from any chapter, it has to be different than another one you've done. So you cannot use the same picture and draw it again, the same part of the book, and draw it again from a visualization activity we've done in the past couple chapters. It has to be a different part, okay? And my example is from chapter 8, and I'm going to tell you guys right now, because I told you I'm not an artist, this is not my picture. I got it from somebody else, so don't think, oh my gosh, Miss Contreras, you are an artist. I did not draw this. This is an awesome picture though, but I did not do this one. This is something I got from somebody else. So there's my picture. It's even got color. And then it says, the scene in chapter 8, when Brian is sleeping and heard a noise, he throws his hatchet but misses the creature. However, he's scared it enough for it to throw throw its quills into his leg. Brian then has to painfully take them out. So you can see in my picture, I have the shelter right there and the rock back wall of his shelter. Those are the specific things I'm talking about adding into your picture. And then you can see Brian in pain and the quills. You can even see a little bit of blood there from him being in so much pain. And his movements even. It does not need to be this detailed. Again, this is like an artist kind of drawing, but I should see some of these similar things like the details, the color, and the explanation for sure. Some of you forgetting to add that explanation in there. It's just telling me what part of the book your drawing is from because I cannot always tell. Okay, so make sure to include all that. You need to pause it right now before I keep going. Pause it so you can make sure you understand all these parts that I just explained because this visualization activity is a little bit different than the ones we've had in the past. Okay? Okay, so reminder as always, your 3 assignments for chapter 11 today are your written response, your vocabulary sentence, and then your visualization for any of the chapters so far. So make sure you get all those done, and a reminder that as you complete them, turn them into Class Dojo on your portfolio, take a picture of each one separately and turn it into its own folder. Each of our chapters has those 3 assignments for you to take a picture and turn in. Make sure we're staying on top of it, staying focused on everything we're doing, and we will get through this, my loves. I will see you for the next chapter.